good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of YouTube. This is Pastor Dom here with Brother Greg from Houston, Texas. Now, Brother Greg and them, the reason why they're here is because they purchased some land at an undisclosed location. The heads of the assemblies down there in Houston, Texas. And of course, duty calls. And when duty calls, duty calls. And they're getting ready to close upon a very nice home that they're getting ready to put on that land, as well, which the home, 85 acres, y'all paid for it cash,
yes, sir.
Correct?
Cash.
And also, now this home, y'all gonna pay for it as well with cash, correct?
That's right.
So they're getting off to a very, very good start. No debt whatsoever at all. Now, when I saw you, I said, man, you don't, wait a minute, what is it, a 14-hour drive from Houston?
Including stops, it could be 14 hours.
What'd y'all do?
We did about 13.
About 13, that's still hustling because, let me see, and then I said, well, wait a minute, let me calculate this because you get up and go to work, you work for Shell,
Yes, sir.
correct? Mm-hmm. And so you get up, what time did you get up yesterday morning?
For devotion, I get up at 2:30 in the morning, had devotion, work out, go to work.
And then you turn around, got home, and you and Elder Mitchell
Packed up.
grabbed the boots, and then just head on up here. 14-hour drive. So you've been up well over 24 hours already.
Yes, sir.
Doing that which is necessary, which has to be done, right?
Yes, sir.
And then, let me see. The community is quite a bit away from here, a little bit away from here. And y'all gonna be out pretty much all day tomorrow taking care of business.
Yes, sir.
So, you grew up in the city.
Yes, sir.
You're an educated man.
Yes, sir.
Educated man, you got a degree.
Yeah, 2 of them.
You got two of them. Two of them. Excuse me for the insult. All right, you got 2 degrees. Okay, so, and you're a supervisor at Shell.
I played a supervisor role.
Yeah.
In my old position, yes, sir.
In your old position, what did you do?
In operations, I did operations, turnaround planning, and operations.
Right.
Non-instrumentation.
Oh, a little bit less headache, huh?
A little bit more of a headache.
A little bit more. Oh, jeez. Anyway, seeing this thing develop, you know what I mean? Because you know y'all are been part of Straightway for what, 5 years now?
5 going on 6. Yeah.
5 going on 6 years now, and y'all definitely not letting any grass grow up on your feet getting this thing done. So let me see, 85 acres at an undisclosed location in Kentucky. We're getting ready to have a nice, very nice, large home because you know y'all asked me to go look at it.
Yes, sir.
I went and looked at it myself. And how does it feel watching the book of Acts come to pass right before your very eyes?
There's not many words to say about that. I mean, to actually see it, you know, instead of just reading it on paper,
Right.
It brings it to life all the more so. I'm talking about it personally. So, you know, we can sit here and talk about it all the time in the city. I mean, we've been to many Christian churches. We bounced around from young men, young boys, all the way up to grown men.
Right.
And we passed through it, read about it. People, you know, skimmed over it, this, that, and the other. But we never seen anybody live it until 2011 when we came up here.
Came up here.
Yes, sir. So just coming up here, seeing it being lived out. But the best part about it is being successful. That let us know this is the way to live. And when you see it acted out, and when you see it lived out, you know, and it's successful, it's nothing but motivation right there to say, well, why can't we all do this?
Exactly.
Why can't we get this done?
But it's a great sacrifice too, correct?
Very much.
Great sacrifice because yourself and the brother down there, y'all done pretty much followed the blueprint the way Straightway started. Y'all actually sold. You had a nice big old house.
Yes, sir.
And you sold that thing,
Sold it, yes,
and
sir.
y'all made quick sell of that thing.
Yeah, about a month.
About a month, man. That's unreal nowadays.
It normally takes 30 days to get rid of it, you know.
Yeah.
When you move in, so yeah, 1 month is not bad.
That's pretty good. So, in all this transition, you and the brother, y'all have 2 different areas now where y'all actually live in one place, and you're working a lot of overtime.
Yes, sir.
A lot.
Whatever I can get. Yes,
Whatever
sir.
you can get. Yeah. And so, what I'm getting to out there as we ask these questions, people, is that it's going to come at great sacrifice, and you're going to be inconvenienced. You're going to be tired, the whole 9 yards. You really truly are. But the ideal is to be able to create a home environment that you would want your children to be raised in.
Yes, sir.
And when you know who your neighbors are, because you are creating the environment.
Yes,
It's
sir.
called a community. To know who your neighbors are, it's well worth it when you, especially when you see it coming together.
Yes.
It's one thing to see everybody taking all their resources, putting them together, just like in the book of Acts.
Right.
And then being able to put all these resources together and then purchase some land.
Yes, sir.
And then that makes you go out and work even that much more harder.
Yes, sir.
And then once you go and close in on this home and stuff, you're gonna look at this, it's gonna be out there set up and ready. It's gonna make you work even more hard.
Yes, sir.
Because you can see your vision coming to pass.
As a matter of fact, that's not only true, but every hurdle that we hop over and every task that we actually get complete, we make even the more changes in Houston to speed up the process.
To speed up the process.
Yes, sir. Move more people in the homes and
For those who desire.
absolutely.
And those who have an excellent spirit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because we just don't want anybody
Yes, sir.
being a
Right.
part of us. We don't need people all jacked up. And I already heard you the sergeant of arms down there, and you take care of business, which is good because you need that balance.
Yes, sir.
There in the ministry stuff, because you know a lot of hypocrites, a lot of stage playing people would love to come alongside. I've learned that, man, I tell you what, if these people are not contributing something, if they don't have the monetary means to be able to contribute, they should be able to righteously contribute of their self, giving their time, their energy, and their effort.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that also tells you who's really serious about it.
It does,
whenever,
don't it?
whenever you ask for resources, or whenever you actually not necessarily ask, when you put it out there for the because you'll see who's really willing.
Right.
You'll see who's willing. You'll see who's willing to sacrifice. You'll see who sees the vision.
Especially when something's required of you.
Absolutely. And you'll see who's willing to divest of themselves. You know what I'm saying? And honestly give their lives up.
Now, you had to actually did you have to take a day off in order to come up here?
Yes,
You
sir.
had to come up here, and then as soon as you get back, you hit it, you're right back in it again.
Yes, sir.
Right back in it again, man. And the last time I was down in Houston, I passed by the room you were staying in, and you were sleeping on the couch.
Yes, sir.
For futon.
Yes, sir.
Right? You sleeping on the couch. And somebody out there will go, what in the world? What do you mean sleeping on the couch, man? There's a lot of times it takes them types of sacrifices.
Yes, sir.
See, a lot of times, you know, you're going to have times of famine before the feast. And I'm trying to use analogies that you can understand. So let's look at the end of this right now. So when we get finished with all this, when y'all get finished with all this, you're going to have 85 acres of land. You already have it secured. No mortgage,
No mortgage.
no debt.
No debt.
There's already going to be an extraordinary, I mean, this home is huge. There's going to be a huge home out there already. And, no debt when you get finished with that too as well.
No, sir.
And what's amazing about this is that Brother Josh in Dallas, him and his family's been living Homestead,
Oh, yes, sir.
practicing, so they got a good plan going. They're going to move Brother Josh and his family on the land, because it's very important to get people on the land. And the rest of the brethren in Texas, whether they be in Texas or somewhere in Kentucky, they're going to continue to keep working for a few years to bring in more Federal Reserve notes in order just to get the base of the community down.
Yes, sir.
Isn't that right?
That's right.
Because you see how fast money goes.
Yes.
As quick as it comes in, it goes out, don't it?
Yes, sir.
Any advice that you can give people out there as you beginning to see? Because I often tell people it's not required, but I can't see why you wouldn't want to.
You know, I just think people don't have an example, a valuable example. Now, if anyone's come out here and seen the example, they'll see the benefits of it. You know what I mean? And seeing the benefits of it is the biggest motivator to me. But one thing I can give as far as advice is concerned, because it's not much unless you're willing.
Right.
You know, and now if you're a willing person, if you're willing to divest yourself, if you're willing to give up your life, if you're willing to sacrifice, you know what I mean, the benefits are going to be endless. You not only are you going to be able to know who your neighbors are, but you're also going to be able to know exactly what you're building and know exactly what your seed and your future is going to look like. You're also going to be able to see what your children are going to inherit as well. You know what I mean? Because now when you do something like this, you know you're not just building it for yourself.
Correct.
You know, there's no such thing as individual anymore. You know what I mean? You have to be willing to be us and not me or not I. You have to. America has given everybody an individualism attitude. You know what I'm saying? and we really had to get out of it. I mean, me, for example, I came out of a 5-bedroom house down to a 2-bedroom apartment, down to a 1-bedroom apartment, down to a room. You know what I'm saying? But it was all because I was willing, and I see the blueprint here and the footprint, of course, and also the benefits thereof. So my advice is that don't get involved if you're not serious about it. That's probably the biggest thing. If somebody has a blueprint laid down and somebody has a vision, get behind that vision and support it. You know what I mean? Elder Mitchell pretty much just sat there and was like, you know what, we gotta do it this way, that way. And all of us that are willing, we got right behind it.
Now, Elder Mitchell, he doesn't too much do anything unless he has counsel from myself, Elder Doug,
True. Yes,
some people up here in order to save a lot of steps. Exactly, save a lot of steps and making a lot of wise choices. Just like you see the community coming up there in South Carolina.
Yes, sir.
What I want to say to all of you out there is this. I want you to think about what's being done here. Just like it's straightway. If these brothers pass away, the people still have the land.
Yes, sir.
Out there in the world, whatever you have, whatever assets you've been able to amass, that system out there already has a plan in place, entrenched to be able to get it from you. Yes, and the ideal is to hope that you would end up in a hospital or in some nursing home, hooked up to some vampire machine, so that when they get finished with your IRA, if you have them, 401ks, if you have them, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, if you have any of those, they can, then they can go into them when they get finished exhausting them through the high medical bills. Then they go after your assets, which is the home and the land. And then they actually take that from you as well. So the way we're doing it is, if something is going on, happening to one of us, we pass on. We have things structured in a way that the land still stays in the hands of the people. And now the only thing we have to do is really truly secure it even the more so from the paperwork through a trust.
Yes, sir.
Through a trust, get it in there in the trust. Because the idea, and I want to give everybody this wisdom, we think that if we have our name on something, that we own it. No, your name is just on it. The system already has a way to get it from you. The rich, the way they do things is, listen to this, some of you may have never even heard this. They don't own anything, but they control everything.
True.
Isn't that amazing?
Yes, sir.
And if you want to learn how to be wise, the Bible says that the children of this world are wiser than the children of light. You don't know how to navigate in this world, there's a lot of things you simply going to have to learn. Because none of us are sufficient of ourselves to where we the be all and end all of wisdom. We have to actually get wisdom from someone. The scriptures teach, well, shall a young man cleanse his ways by taking heed unto the word of God. And the word is already laid out, but a lot of people don't know how to interpret that word and apply it in their life.
Right.
And sometimes, sad to say, a lot of times we have to actually physically see an example set before us before the words begin to jump off the pages. Nevertheless, long as we got it. Long as we got it, and it causes us to move forward.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's exactly what we're doing.
Yeah, y'all moving forward pretty fast too.
Yes, sir.
Which is good too.
Pretty quickly, but the only reason why we're even able to move fast is because all those who are willing, who are willing heart. And I mean, you read Exodus 35, the Father gave those with a willing heart to put forth the work for the tabernacle.
That's right.
Likewise here. You know what I mean?
That's right.
All those who are
He'll bless the labor and work of your hands.
That's right. So that's why I don't have a whole lot of advice for it. We're new to it, but the bottom line is that don't get involved and don't get involved if you're not serious about it. Don't waste your time. You know what I mean? If you're not serious about being set apart, if you're not serious about building a community, you know what I mean? Just don't even get involved in it because it will take sacrifice. And if you're not willing to sacrifice, all you're going to do is just set back everybody else.
Exactly, because you're in this.
Absolutely.
For the long haul.
Right.
There's no other options.
People are counting on you. They're counting on you. And then when one leg drops off, I mean, okay, now we're crippled. We have to go and pick up the pieces from when this person fell off. And honestly, just like Elder always says, we can do a whole lot with less anyhow.
You can.
I mean, we got a lot of brothers that are just flat out willing. And then we got some folks who are, probably on their way, but they have to be tested.
Correct.
That's another thing. That's another piece of advice to test those who say they're willing. You got to make sure they're willing. You got to test them folks and make sure they're really in this for the long haul. Because honestly, they can be dead weight.
A lot of times in ministry, people fail the test.
Yes.
And many times they fail the test because I don't know what it is about this generation, but they hate correction. They hate rebuke and instruction. You know, the scriptures teach that instruction is the way of life, but these people hate it. They despise it. They go away with some vendetta against you. When after you correct them, when you're correcting someone or you're chastening someone with the word, you're actually trying to help them to keep from destroying themselves. But they take it personally. They take it offensive. You ever inquired in there? Have you ever dealt with something like that, even down there in the Houston and Dallas area?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, you said it best in the sermon, Pastor, when you mentioned that nobody even pays attention to how the one doing the rebuking feels. You know what I'm saying? So it's not that people want to do it. What folks fail to realize is that rebuking and reproving and correction is to actually set you back in the way of the Father. It's to keep you on a straight path. But, you know, some folks just got this American individualism so down pat to where their feelings and emotions get more involved in their logic.
Right.
We're supposed to serve y'all with our minds and not with our feelings. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, many people don't care for correction because they take it a little bit too personal. They don't see the right side of it. Okay, maybe I need to see if this shoe fits, and if it does fit, I need to wear it, and I need to walk in. I need to walk a little bit more straight, a little more circumspect. But the majority don't think like that. We've encountered a whole lot of that in Houston. I've been rebuked before, but even though I've been rebuked before, I'm gonna check it out. Man, you know what? You're probably right. Maybe there's something about me that he sees that I don't see. You know what I mean? And that's the part that people need to start trying to evaluate.
Well, I don't think too many people are gonna get out of this life if they're gonna be wise without rebuke. Because I tell you, I've had my share of it. I promise you that. Had my share of it.
It doesn't feel good, but it's needful.
Oh, let me throw this in there. You're a single young brother too.
Yes.
How old are you, brother?
33.
33 years old.
Don't look.
And you know the sad, no you don't, but you know the sad part about it is that I can't find, nor can you, see a worthy Israelite woman that is actually doing what the book says. A virtuous woman, one that will build her house, one that wouldn't tear it down, a woman of a meek and quiet spirit, because no doubt, I would tell you, just wait. Yes. Flat out wait, man, because there are many women out there who love to get married. You know what I mean, to a good, hard-working man.
Yes, sir.
But there are very few people that are women out there that are wife material. I wouldn't, of course, I would just wait because you see all the nice marriages that the Most High has putting together and how they're flourishing.
Yes, sir. I've seen the examples, and I tell you right now, my mind right now is just strictly on wait, get this community built up. That's
You know, I ain't even going this part. I'm going this part, but I'm dealing with a situation right now up in the Northeast where this man decided that he was just going to jump the gun, and this woman just totally lied about everything in order to get him married. And he actually fell for that Jezebel spirit. And I tell you what, it's just a sad situation. It really, truly is. We're going to be dealing with it, though. Yes, I promise you, we're going to deal with it because there's more at stake than just that relationship. What's at stake is the fellowship of the whole. The whole.
Yeah, and that's another thing there is that when it comes to the community building, it's not just sacrificing and investing of yourself, but a lot of what you can do will affect everyone else. You're more affected toward everybody else now with the decisions you make. You have to be wise about it. You have to seek counsel. You know what I mean? Especially if you're not used to this or you're new to it or something like that, you have to seek counsel. Like you said, Elder, seek counsel from you, we seek counsel of him. We definitely, you can't just step out and just do what you want anymore. It's no longer your life. The whole depends on what everyone does.
That's amazing.
One person can destroy a whole lot of good.
Sure can.
In a community setting.
They can.
So yeah, that's definitely something to keep in mind.
You know, you're not going to get past this. Christ already told us. Of course, the modern day terms is when men speaking evil of you, cult, crackpot, kook, fanatic. You done heard all the superlatives. Yes. I'm sure y'all let it roll off your back kind of like a duck does water, just like I do. Because when you get finished looking at it all, those people that are throwing out those disparaging comments, the only thing they're trying to do is deter people from something, from a course that they should be on, that these people who make these comments can't be on themselves because they're so wicked.
Yeah.
They can't produce it. You understand what I mean? And you're going to look up 5 or 10 years from now and see those same people defeated, cast down, depressed, oppressed, obsessed, the whole 9 yards. And they still gonna be doing the same thing they've always done and have made no advancement whatsoever in life.
Not only can they not produce it, but they're not even willing to do it. They don't even want to. See, the thing is, the desire has to be there. You can't just say, hey, I don't mind helping if the desire is not there to even sacrifice. So these folks are not productive, and they talk, all this mess about folks who are doing it.
Right.
Because they can't do it themselves, neither do they have the desire.
That's right.
To want to do it in the first place.
Well, they definitely got to work ethic because it costs a lot of work.
Yep.
And even though we're speaking about community here, this information could be used for anyone that is homesteading.
Yes.
Anyone that does they want to have a group mutually assisting to where you want to develop some type of survival retreat or whatever it is. You can use this information, but the ideal is rather than letting the world create your home environment, how about you create it yourself? Because I love the fact that when I wake up in the morning, I get to see my brothers and sisters.
Yes, sir.
I know who my neighbors are.
Yes, sir.
Are you following me? Mm-hmm. But to go out there and spend hundreds of thousands of dollars in a house and you don't know if that person living next to you is a pedophile or a child rapist, are you following me? Mm-hmm. Or you got all these people stacked up with alternative lifestyles, bringing in all this type of perversion. So when your children come out and they see these people, they got questions and start beginning to question what's going on with us.
Yeah. Oh yes. I learned the hard way when I had that house. All you gotta do is take your first statement, or take any of your house statements. You'll see your principal is nothing.
Yeah.
I had a $1,400 mortgage.
All goes towards interest. No.
All goes towards interest first 10 years. They tell you 7, but it's really 10.
It's 10.
Yes, sir. So I mean, they're taking from you from Jump Street.
And you had a 2-story home.
Yes, sir.
Down in Houston. That thing, I know that thing had to be $250,000, $300,000.
It was close to about. Actually, I got a good deal with the first-time homeowners. Whenever Obama put out, that was about $150,000, but originally about $200,000.
About $200,000. That thing's huge.
Yeah,
that thing's huge. Yeah. Now you had a nice home, but just didn't have too much yard.
No.
You have too much yard because the homes in the big city, big homes like that, in that type of environment or community setting, exactly like that. They're nice homes and everything, but they're very close together, almost kind of like a glorified Mr. Robinson's neighborhood because that I guess they would consider to be the middle class or a little bit above middle class neighborhood. Mm-hmm. That you're in. It definitely wasn't a trailer park.
No, sir.
You follow me? And it definitely wasn't Beverly Hills.
No, sir.
You know what I mean? But it sure was nice to be there. But I tell you what, we can only hope that some way, somehow, the information that we've been able to share here today, that you'll be able to take this wisdom, this knowledge, this understanding, if you choose to apply it to your life. You don't have to be a part of a religious organization in order to do this. The ideal is being able to take control of your own life and not let the system dictate it for you, because they will. And if you want to be able to learn how to store wealth, keep wealth, and invest in yourself, take everything from the system that you can out of it, and store wealth and invest in wealth for yourself and be able to have something for your children's children to be able to inherit. And you do this with people who are of the same mind, the same heart, same soul, same spirit. You do that and you learn how to do it the right way. When your days are expired, you won't have any regrets. Won't have any regrets. And then for those of us who believe what the Bible says, we're fulfilling it by saying, that it's not the children that lay up for the parents, but it's the parents that lay up for the children.
Yes, sir.
With all that said, we bid you all shalom in the precious name of Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus Christ. Y'all have a wonderful day. King coming.